Sam was 9, wise beyond his years, but always up for an adventure. Anna, his 6-year-old sister, was a ball of energy and endless curiosity, her big, round eyes always filled with wonder. Together, they were an inseparable duo, exploring every nook and cranny of their modest home in search of mysteries. But there was one mystery they could never solve: their parents' frequent retreats behind the locked bedroom door. It started as a faint curiosity. Sam had noticed how their parents, despite their hectic days, would lock themselves in their room and laugh, a warm, hearty laughter that seemed out of place in their usually quiet home. Anna would press her ear to the door, her face scrunched in concentration as if she could unravel the secrets with just a little more effort. "Why do they always lock the door?" Anna asked one evening, her voice a whisper. Sam shrugged but couldn't hide the spark of curiosity in his eyes. "I don't know. They laugh so much in there, it's like a secret club." The idea of a secret club intrigued Anna. "Maybe they're eating all the candy," she suggested, her cheeks puffing indignantly. Sam chuckled. "Or maybe they're hiding a treasure." The two sat in silence for a moment, their imaginations running wild. What could their parents possibly be doing behind that door? It didn't take long for the siblings to hatch a plan. That very night, as their parents retired to their room, Sam and Anna crouched in the hallway, armed with a toy stethoscope and a notebook for clues. "Shh, they'll hear us," Anna whispered, clutching Sam's arm. But their curiosity was too strong to resist. Whatever was happening behind that door, Sam and Anna were determined to uncover it. Days passed, but Sam and Anna's curiosity only grew. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, their parents would retire to their room, locking the door firmly behind them. It became a nightly ritual that only deepened the mystery for the siblings. One evening, as the faint murmur of voices filtered through the door, Sam and Anna stationed themselves in the hallway once again. This time, the muffled sounds took on a new twist. They heard their mother's voice, soft and giggling at first, but soon it shifted. Sharp gasps, a strange rhythm, followed by a burst of laughter. Anna's eyes widened and she tugged at Sam's sleeve. "Sam," she whispered, her voice trembling with a mix of fear and wonder. "What's happening in there? Why is Mom making those noises?" Sam, equally puzzled, leaned closer to the door. He pressed his ear against the cool wood, but the sounds inside were a jumble of moans, laughter, and indistinct words. It was baffling. He turned to Anna, frowning as he tried to come up with an explanation. Maybe she's having a bad dream," Sam suggested hesitantly. Anna shook her head. "Then why is she laughing after? That doesn't make sense." They sat quietly, their young minds swirling with possibilities. Was their mom playing some kind of secret game? Was she hurt? Or was this some adult mystery they weren't supposed to understand? "I don't know, Anna," Sam finally admitted, feeling both frustrated and intrigued. "But we have to find out. Tomorrow we'll get closer. We'll figure it out for sure." Anna nodded firmly, her tiny fists clenched in determination. The mystery had deepened, and the siblings knew there was no turning back. Whatever secrets lay behind that door, they were about to uncover them, no matter what it took. Life in the Johnson household was anything but ordinary. Zach and Liz, Sam and Anna's parents, were not only deeply in love, but also the epitome of hard-working visionaries. They had built a life of wealth and success, yet they remained grounded, their love for their family shining through even in their busiest moments. Zach was a man with a sharp mind and an easy smile. His towering presence was matched only by his unshakable determination. Liz, on the other hand, was his perfect counterpart, elegant, resourceful, and brimming with an infectious optimism. Together, they were a formidable duo, not just as parents, but also as business partners. Theirs was a story of dreams nurtured and goals conquered. They had grown up on the same street, two kids with big aspirations and bigger hearts. As classmates, they had been inseparable, often found in the corner of the library, plotting their future over shared notes and stolen glances. Their bond only grew stronger with time, and when they graduated, they decided to build something that combined their talents and dreams, a company of their own. The company they started from a tiny garage now spanned continents. Despite their growing empire, Zach and Liz had one golden rule: family always came first. They had set a strict routine for themselves. No matter how demanding their schedules were, they would always be home by 7 p.m. Dinner was sacred, a time to connect, laugh, and share stories. For Sam and Anna, their parents' success wasn't just about money or luxury. It was about the love Zach and Liz poured into everything they did, the late-night laughter that echoed through the halls, the way their dad ruffled their hair after a long day, and the bedtime stories their mom insisted on reading even when she was exhausted. And yet there was a side of Zach and Liz that remained shrouded in mystery: the locked doors, the muffled conversations, the bursts of laughter. It was a puzzle Sam and Anna were determined to solve. To the siblings, their parents were not just role models, but also the keepers of a secret world, one they were growing more and more curious curious to uncover. The curiosity had finally become too much for Sam and Anna to bear. Every evening their parents would disappear behind the locked door, and every evening Sam and Anna would sit in the hallway, listening, wondering, and imagining. But on this particular day, the siblings decided to take their investigation a step further. They would venture into their parents' room while they were away. It was a Saturday afternoon, and Zach and Liz had stepped out for a meeting. The house was quiet, save for the rhythmic ticking of the grandfather clock in the living room. Sam and Anna exchanged a glance as they stood before their parents' bedroom door, the key now in Sam's pocket, found earlier that week in the kitchen drawer. "Are you sure about this?" Anna whispered, clutching her brother's arm. Sam nodded, though his hands trembled slightly as he inserted the key into the lock. "We just look. No touching, no messing things up. If we're careful, they'll never know." The door clicked open, and the siblings stepped inside. The room was pristine, almost too perfect, with its neatly made bed, polished furniture, and faint scent of lavender. For a moment, they hesitated, unsure of where to begin. "Let's check the drawer," Sam suggested, pointing to the nightstand beside the bed. Anna nodded, and together they pulled it open. At first, it seemed ordinary, an assortment of pens, papers, and a few old photos. But tucked beneath the papers was a magazine. Sam hesitated, but his curiosity won out. He pulled it out and opened it. Both children froze. The pages were filled with images they didn't understand. Bright colors, strange poses, and people wearing very little clothing. Their young minds couldn't quite grasp what they were looking at, but they knew one thing for sure. This was something they weren't meant to see. Anna's eyes grew wide. "Sam, what is this?" I don't know," Sam stammered, quickly closing the magazine and shoving it back into the drawer. "We can't tell anyone," Anna whispered urgently, her voice trembling. "Not even Mom and Dad. They'll be so mad if they find out we were in here." Sam nodded, locking the drawer and placing the key back in his pocket. "It's our secret, okay? Nobody can know." The siblings left the room, closing the door as carefully as they had opened it. But as they walked away, their hearts raced and their minds swirled with questions. What had they just seen? And why did their parents keep it hidden? The mystery of the locked door had only deepened, and for Sam and Anna, it was a secret they would carry for a long, long time. The days dragged on, but for Sam and Anna, the memory of what they had discovered in their parents' room was impossible to shake. The images they'd seen had left a mark on their young minds, confusing and intriguing, yet shrouded in a sense of wrongness they couldn't quite put into words. "Sam, do you think we were dreaming?" Anna asked one evening, her voice barely above a whisper. She was lying on her bed, staring at the ceiling, her tiny fingers tracing invisible patterns in the air. Sam, sitting cross-legged on the floor, shook his head. "No, it was real, but I can't stop thinking about it. What if there's more? What if we missed something?" Anna turned to him, her wide eyes filled with curiosity. "Should we check again, just to make sure?" Sam hesitated. He knew it was wrong, but the pull of the unknown was too strong. "Okay," he said finally, "but we have to be really careful this time." The next afternoon, when Zach and Liz left for another meeting, Sam and Anna found themselves once again standing in front of their parents' bedroom door. The familiar feeling of nervous excitement bubbled in their chests as Sam unlocked the door with the key he had kept hidden. This time, they knew exactly where to look. Sam opened the drawer, and there it was, the magazine from before. But their discovery didn't end there. As they searched further, they found more magazines tucked away beneath clothes in the wardrobe. Some were larger, others smaller, but all bore the same mysterious and baffling images. Then, tucked in a box at the bottom of the wardrobe, they found something new: DVDs. The covers were adorned with similar images, and though the children didn't fully understand what they were looking at, they felt a deep unease. "Why do Mom and Dad have all this?" Anna asked, her voice trembling. "I don't know," Sam replied, his brow furrowed in thought. "But I think it's something adults like, something we're not supposed to see." Anna nodded, biting her lip. "Do you think they'll be mad if they find out we were in here?" "Probably," Sam admitted, placing everything back as carefully as he could. "We can't tell anyone, not even each other. It has to stay our secret." As they locked the door and retreated to their own rooms, their minds were a whirlwind of questions. The curiosity that had once been innocent now felt heavy with guilt and confusion. They had delved into a world they weren't meant to enter, and though they didn't fully understand it, they couldn't help but feel its weight pressing down on them. The mystery of their parents' secret had deepened, and with it, so had their unease. The next day dawned with an air of nervous anticipation. Sam and Anna couldn't shake the images they had seen or the nagging questions that lingered in their minds. The magazines had been confusing enough, but the DVDs, they felt like the key to uncovering the truth behind their parents' secret. As soon as Zach and Liz left for work, Sam and Anna exchanged a determined glance. The house was quiet, and they knew this was their chance. Sam retrieved the key from its hiding spot and unlocked their parents' bedroom door. The siblings worked quickly, their hearts pounding as they retrieved one of the DVDs from the box they had discovered the day before. In the living room, they stared at the DVD player for a moment, hesitating. "Are you sure we should do this?" Anna asked, clutching her brother's arm. Sam nodded, though his hands trembled. "We need to know. We've come this far." He slid the DVD into the player, and they both sat on the edge of the couch as the screen flickered to life. What unfolded before them was unlike anything they had ever seen. Bright colors, dramatic music, and adults engaged in actions and behavior that baffled their young minds. What is this?" Anna whispered, her eyes wide with shock. "I don't know," Sam replied, his voice barely audible. He couldn't tear his eyes away from the screen, even though a part of him wanted to. The more they watched, the stranger it became. The laughter, the movements, the expressions. It was a world completely foreign to them, yet they could tell it was meant for adults, not children. Anna shifted uncomfortably. "Sam, I think this is bad. We shouldn't be watching this." Sam nodded and quickly ejected the DVD, his hands trembling as he placed it back in the box. "You're right. We weren't supposed to see this." They returned the DVD to its hiding spot and locked the door as carefully as they had before. But as they sat in their own room, the weight of their discovery hung heavily between them. "Do you think Mom and Dad do those things?" Anna asked quietly, her voice tinged with unease. "I don't know," Sam admitted, staring at the floor. "But I think we should stop. Whatever this is, it's not for us." The siblings had uncovered part of their parents' secret, but instead of answers, they were left with more questions and a feeling that some mysteries were better left unsolved. For Sam and Anna, the guilt was a shadow that followed them everywhere. The images from the magazines and DVDs replayed in their young minds, confusing and overwhelming. It was a secret too big for their small hearts to bear, and no matter how hard they tried to forget, the curiosity lingered. What were their parents doing? Why did they seem to enjoy it? Could it really be fun? One afternoon, their innocent curiosity took a dangerous turn. In the quiet of their room, Sam suggested they try what they had seen, believing it was something adults did for fun. Hesitant, but trusting her brother, Anna agreed. At first, it was awkward and clumsy, their understanding limited by their age and innocence. But then, Anna winced and screamed, "Stop, Sam, I can't, it hurts!" Panicked, Anna bolted from the room, tears streaming down her face. She ran to the other room and locked the door, leaving Sam sitting there, guilt-ridden and terrified. He hadn't meant to hurt her. It was all supposed to be a game, something fun like the laughter they had heard from behind their parents' door. But now it felt wrong in a way he couldn't explain. That evening when Zach and Liz returned home, Anna tried to tell her mother what had happened. "Mom," she began hesitantly, tugging at Liz's apron as she stirred a pot of soup. "Not now, honey," Liz said gently, her eyes focused on the bubbling pot. "I'll have time after dinner, okay?" Anna then turned to her father, who was pacing the living room with a phone pressed to his ear. "Daddy, can I talk to you?" she asked softly. Zach held up a finger, signaling for her to wait. "Just a second, Anna. I'm on an important call." By the time dinner rolled around, the weight of what had happened hung between the siblings like a storm cloud. They sat quietly, barely touching their food. Liz noticed their odd behavior. "What's wrong, you two?" she asked, her tone full of concern. "Nothing, Mom," they said in unison, forcing weak smiles. That night, they went to bed, but sleep eluded them. The secret grew heavier, the guilt more unbearable. The next day, as Sam and Anna played in the yard, their curiosity once again pulled them into dangerous territory. "Let's try again," Sam suggested, determined to make things right. Anna hesitated, but eventually agreed, wanting to believe her brother. But the pain returned, and this time, Anna ran from the house in tears. As she fled, she bumped into Auntie Neka, their kind and watchful neighbor. Neka immediately noticed the distress on Anna's face. "What's wrong, my dear?" she asked gently, kneeling to meet Anna's eyes. Sam ran after her, calling out, "Come back, Anna. I promise I won't do it again." Neka's sharp eyes darted between the two children. She saw the tears streaming down Anna's face and the guilt etched into Sam's. Her heart clenched. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. "Let's go inside," Neka said softly, taking Anna's hand. "You can tell me everything." Anna hesitated but felt the warmth in Neka's voice. She began to speak, her voice trembling as she recounted the confusion, the images, and the pain. Neka's heart broke as she listened. She realized the children had stumbled into something far beyond their understanding. She gently pulled them both into a hug. "It's okay, my darlings," she said softly. "You didn't know, but this isn't something for children. I'll help you. You don't have to carry this secret alone." For the first time in days, Sam and Anna felt a sliver of relief. Auntie Neka promised to help them, and in that moment, the weight of their secret began to lift, though the road ahead remained uncertain. When Liz and Zach returned home that evening, they were greeted by an unusual sight. Auntie Neka sitting in the living room with Sam and Anna, who looked uneasy and tearful. Zach set down his briefcase, and Liz placed the grocery bag on the counter, her brows furrowing in concern. "Neka, what's going on?" Liz asked, her voice laced with worry. Neka glanced at the children before turning to their parents. Her voice was calm but firm. firm. We need to talk. Sam and Anna told me something today, and I think you should hear it. Liz and Zach exchanged a concerned glance before sitting down. The children avoided their parents' eyes, their small hands fidgeting nervously. Neka took a deep breath and began. Earlier today, Anna came running out of the house crying, and Sam was chasing after her, apologizing. When I asked them what happened, they told me they'd been going into your room, looking through your things. Zach's face fell, and Liz's eyes widened in surprise. Neka continued, her tone gentle yet serious. They said they found magazines and DVDs that they didn't understand. They tried to make sense of what they saw, even attempted to copy it, but Anna got hurt, and that's why she ran out. Liz gasped, her hand flying to her mouth, while Zach leaned forward, his face etched with guilt and disbelief. We told you not to go into our room, Zach said softly, though his voice carried the weight of his emotions. We've told you so many times. It's not a place for you to be when we're not home. Anna sniffled, wiping her eyes. We're sorry, Dad. We didn't mean to do anything bad. We just wanted to know what you were doing in there. Liz reached for her daughter, pulling her close. Sweetheart, it's not about being mad at you, it's about trust. There are things in our room that aren't meant for kids, and it's our job to explain those things when you're older. Neka interjected gently. Liz, Zach, the children didn't act out of defiance. They acted out of curiosity. It's important to guide them now, not just scold them. They need to feel safe coming to you with their questions, not afraid. Liz nodded, her eyes welling up with tears. We're sorry too. We've been so focused on work and everything else that maybe we didn't notice you needed us. When dinner was ready, the family sat down together. The air was heavy with reflection, but Zach spoke softly, his tone steady. Sam, Anna, we told you not to go into our room when we're not around. It's not because we don't trust you, but because we don't want things to get misplaced or for you to find something you don't understand. The children nodded solemnly, their guilt still visible on their faces. From now on, Liz added, if you ever see or hear something you don't understand, come to us. Don't try to figure it out on your own. We'll always explain things to you, okay? Yes, Mom, Anna said quietly, her voice trembling. Yes, Dad, Sam echoed, his head low. As the family ate, the tension slowly eased. Zach looked around the table and said, what matters is that we learn from this. We're a family, and that means we stick together and help each other no matter what. Neka's gentle smile reassured them all. You're good parents, she said, and Sam and Anna are good kids. Just keep them close, guide them, and be present. That's all they really need. Liz and Zach exchanged a grateful glance. They realized that while they couldn't undo what had happened, they could turn it into a lesson, a reminder of the importance of love, communication, and the unbreakable bond of family. As the Johnson family sat together that evening, they had grown closer in a way they hadn't expected. Through curiosity, mistakes, and a few tears, they learned the importance of communication, trust, and spending time with the ones you love most. Liz and Zach resolved to be more present, ensuring that Sam and Anna would feel comfortable coming to them with anything. No secrets, no fear, just love and understanding. For parents watching this story unfold, there's an important takeaway. Our children's curiosity is a sign of their growing minds, not their rebellion. As guardians, it's our job to guide that curiosity with patience and care, ensuring they learn about the world in a way that is safe and age-appropriate. Take time to sit with your kids, listen to their questions, and be the ones they turn to for answers. Work and responsibilities are important, but nothing is more valuable than the bond you share with your family. Remember, building trust today lays the foundation for a stronger relationship tomorrow. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What lessons have you learned about parenting or guiding young minds? If this story resonated with you, let me know. And if you enjoyed this tale, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt and exciting stories. And hey, if you're ready for even more interesting stories that inspire, entertain, and keep you on the edge of your seat, then I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself, cherish your loved ones, and always keep your family close. Bye for now.